Alright, so before this video begins, quick post-production note. I was only able to fit one story into this little video right here. And that's just because I underestimated how long it would take. So please take that into consideration. But I am possibly thinking of turning this into a series. I'll have a poll up there so you can see it. But just a possible thought. So if you think that's interesting, go vote. All right, now to the actual video. Hello everybody, it is Seamus the Great, and welcome to another video. Now, it is currently 5:30 in the morning, but I do not think there's a better time to record for a video. Now, if you notice, my voice may sound a bit different, and I'm not talking about the fact that I'm sick. I'm just talking about the quality of the audio may sound a bit clearer and not like it's recorded on an iPhone, because I got a new mic. It is a Blue Yeti. I'll show a picture of it right now. And oh my god, it is so cool. I love it. It's so nice to have a proper microphone. So I thought to myself, what better way to debut this awesome microphone than just talking the entire time. But I don't want to ramble the entire time, so I compiled some stories, and I thought I'd share them with you, because why not? Oh my god, I sound so sick. Anyway, to start off, here is Paradox by myself. After a long day of rambling coworkers and unnecessary assignments, Rachel returned home to a large 3-story house. Her family had given it to her in hopes she would one day have a family, but in the end, their hopes were in vain. You see, Rachel very much enjoyed her solitude, so a large and empty house was all she needed to be happy. In one fluid motion, she plopped her bag onto the couch and continued to the kitchen for a snack. Once the bread was cut and the jam was spread, she sat down on the table and picked up a treat for a bite. Before the bread could even brush her lips, a heavy thump rumbled from upstairs. The interruption was followed by hasty and urgent footsteps from up the upper halls. The girl went so pale, most would think she was a ghost. Most thought that already, though. But no one else lives here, she thought, as her shaky hands placed the sandwich back on the plate. She slowly stood up and meticulously tiptoed up the stairs. When she reached her final step, her shoes lost traction and she came falling down, colliding with the hard floor below her. The noise shook throughout the house, audible for miles. This calamity was followed by absolute silence. The creaking had stopped, and neither members of this treacherous game of hide-and-seek dared to move an inch. The terrible feeling of dread built up in Rachel's stomach. It started as a hum and soon built up into a terrifying symphony of chaos. Birds? She thought to herself as the rampant flapping continued in a harmonious swarm. Using the sound as a mask, she hurried upstairs. The sound was barely loud enough, but it still covered the noise of her footsteps. The floor began to creak underneath her, but she kept pushing to the upper corridor. After some walking, she reached the 3rd floor. This platform held her room, and she was positive the sound had come from it. Just as the tips of her fingers brushed against the cold copper doorknob, she heard a thump, exactly like the one she heard when she was innocently eating her lunch. Except this time it was now below her. How was that possible, she thought to herself. There's only one set of stairs, and she had not seen anyone else when she walked up it. She played the silent game again, just like she had moments before. She brushed the thought away and went back to the investigation. Right as she turned her head back to the door, the flapping began again. It started as a whisper before rolling into a roar. She threw open the door to see a swarm of birds, as well as the window wide open. She rushed to the other side of the room to close it, and as soon as the window hit the frame, time stopped. The birds froze in midair, and no sound came from anywhere in the house. She was astonished. Unfortunately, this moment could not last forever. The hum of radio static emanated somewhere deep in her brain and grew quickly, filling her head as her vision turned white and blurry. She felt the sensation of her feet being lifted off the ground, and soon there was nothing. Nothing but the void of silence and white. Rachel was not aware of this, but the clocks were beginning to slowly tick backwards. She went through the front door backwards, and her entire story began again. She had reset the timeline, like many Rachels before her. After a long day of rambling co-workers and unnecessary assignments, Rachel returned home to a large 3-story house. Her family had given to her in hopes she would one day have a family, but in the end, their hopes were in vain. You see, Rachel was very much enjoyed her solitude, so a large and empty house was all she needed to be happy.